Hey everyone, welcome to another video. This video is gonna be the worst makeup of 2022. This is the makeup that was most disappointing to me, that I really didn't love and that I want to tell you to stay away from. So let's get into it. So I actually put all this bad makeup in a shoebox. It's the shoebox of shame. Most of these I already decluttered and I feel pretty good about that. I really didn't like these products. I'm just gonna go into this box, see what I see first and then just go through it. First thing, we have the Essence Make Beauty Fun eyeshadow palette. I really didn't get on with this. I felt like everything was so light, kind of chalky. I didn't get any like depth or like brightness with it. It was just very hard to get a look with this, and I actually only used this twice and then I gave up. I really wasn't happy with it. There's just no way to really get any depth with this. There's no way to really get anything on the eye that actually like looks like something, does something. It's just very dusty. It just didn't work for me. I couldn't get a look with this that I actually like kind of liked. All these shades look so similar. It just didn't work out for me at all. It's the color story, it just wasn't my color story, but then also the quality didn't really help. So if you really love really light shades that almost do nothing on your eyelids, sure, go for this one. But for me, this was not a good one. Then I don't know if I put this in a worst makeup video yet, but I just needed to mention it, even though it's not available anymore. Maybe it's still available somewhere, but this is like the Essence Disney Princess Rapunzel palette from about a year ago, but I got it a little bit too late to put it in my 2021 worst makeup. Very chalky, no way to do a different look. Like, there's only one look you can do with this. Everything looks the same. All the shimmers look very satiny, not really pigmented. It all just looks so samey on the eyes, and there's just nothing interesting about this. It just looked very like gray and muddy, and just I didn't like it at all. I tried it a few times and then I once again gave up on it. Then we have the Makeup by Mario Softsculpt Transforming Skin Perfector in Light and Medium. I didn't really know what to expect of this, but whatever, it didn't really matter. There was just no way to actually use this. I think that this is supposed to be kind of like a finishing powder, but it just looked very like chalky, kind of like too chunky. The shimmers in here were too chunky, and that made it look very unflattering on the skin. For me, it kind of did nothing. I was kind of expecting it to give more of a bronzy glowy look to the skin, but I didn't really get that. I just got chunky glitters, and I tried some different brushes, I tried some different placements, but to me this really didn't work. It really didn't do anything. And yeah, this just wasn't for me. I don't know if anyone made this work, but I didn't really get this. Then we have these two lip glosses from Kiko Milano limited editions. They are from different collections, but they are the same formula. Even though they don't really say it, it's the same thing. So we have the Happy B-Day Belezza Hollow Lip Gloss in 03, and it's kind of like this cool toned pinky nude shade with like golden shimmer throughout it. It looks really nice in the tube. And then we have the Kiko Milano Blossoming Beauty Charming Lip Gloss in 01, which is like cool tone pink, but with a lot of shimmer in there. Like cool tone pink shimmer and golden shimmer. Both of these look very unflattering on the lips. They just get into the lines of the lips and look really weird. Like they really like emphasize every line in your lips, of your lips, and they don't really like smooth things over. They just emphasize everything, all the dryness, everything that's wrong with your lips. So I really don't like this lip gloss formula. I really wanted to love these because they look amazing in the tube. But when I tried some different lip glosses, really got into lip glosses this year, I realized that it doesn't have to be this difficult to make a lip gloss look somewhat good on the lips. I feel like if I just applied a little bit or kind of like pat it down, did some things with it, it could look kind of okay, but it really wasn't worth the hassle. I don't think these are the worst products, the absolute worst products I've ever tried, but to me, this just isn't worth the hassle, and I just felt like I had no choice but to declutter these because there are just other glosses that are way better for the same price. Or maybe slightly more expensive. Alright, and then the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk Multi Glow. I think if this were a little bit cheaper, it wouldn't have ended up here. It could have just been in the mediocre part of my collection. I could have just called it that and left it at that. But it's a pretty expensive highlighter and it just has these chunky glitters that I don't think look flattering. I also feel like even though there are different shades, I always get kind of the samey look. I just couldn't get this to work on me. I always felt like it looked kind of like a bronzy shade and it kind of looked like chunky glitter. I just never feel like this actually looks good on my skin. I feel like it could be better. It could have been better if I got one shade down, one shade lighter. But I usually quite like deeper highlighters as kind of like a blush topper, but I also couldn't really make it work like that. I was just disappointed with the chunky glitters. I didn't understand why they were in here. I was just expecting something more smooth. I don't mind a little bit of shimmer in a highlighter, but then there has to be like this sophisticated type of shimmer that is kind of all over and just makes it look very like glowy and really like festive. But this just looked weird on my skin. I didn't like it. I didn't like it, and the price didn't make it any better. So that's why it's in here. Just looking at it, aside from the price, I just think it's okay. But I was expecting way more from this highlighter. The packaging is cute though. I love the packaging. Then we have another Makeup by Mario product. There are some Makeup by Mario products in my faves, but definitely also a few in my not so faves. It seems like I either really love or really hate his product. So this is a Soft Pop Powder Blush in Creamy Peach. To start, I really hate the packaging. On the first day that I got this, it already had a scratch, which I think is not great packaging. I think makeup should be like a little bit sturdy. You should be able to put it in a makeup bag. I didn't even put it in a makeup bag yet. I decluttered it. In the meantime, I decluttered most of these products. I just couldn't get myself to declutter this one just yet, but that will probably happen in the future. But I decluttered this one so it won't get in any makeup bag real soon. But I just got it in, I used it, and there was a scratch. I don't know why, but I don't like this formula. I feel like it is dry. I feel like it is chalky. I don't feel like it looks good on the skin, and there are just chunky glitters in here, which I don't love with blushes. I think this is a very like weird blush formula, very old school blush formula, when the blushes were still very chalky and had like big shimmers in them. This just seems like an outdated blush formula. I really didn't like it on my cheeks. I really tried, but this I don't think it's a good blush. There are so many better blushes, so much more affordable, that I really love. Then we have something that is also definitely in here because it was so expensive and didn't live up to my expectations. So I bought the Blush Lumiere Illuminating Blush Powder by Chanel. This was my first encounter with Chanel makeup and probably my last for a while. So these were limited edition blushes and they look amazing. Just in the packaging, they look so good. But they were very like unimpressive on the cheeks. I felt like there were some chunky glitters in there that I could see on my cheeks. I didn't feel like it was next to that very glowy, very like enlightening. There wasn't anything like highlighty or glowy about it, just chunky glitters. And when something is called Blush Lumiere, I am expecting kind of like almost like a blush highlighter hybrid, something sort of glowy, but this was just a matte blush to me with some specks of shimmer in there. And then also this one was very lightly pigmented. It didn't really show up. The one that I thought was kind of okay was the one in Brun Roussi. So this is more of the burnt, very dark burnt red terracotta shade. Still, we had the chunky glitters in here. I thought the rest of the formula was unimpressive. I think they should have like gotten rid of the chunky glitters and just make the whole powder glowy in just a very sophisticated like glow all throughout way. It could have been something like the Clinique Pro Pop. This is the perfect glowy blush formula in my opinion. If it would have been something like that, I would have been very happy with it, but it just was chunky, unflattering, uninteresting. I didn't like the way it looked on my cheeks, and that's why they are no longer in my collection. Then something that really disappointed me this year was the Catrice Brave Metallics nail polish in $1 Million Baby. It looked so bad on the nails, so like with a bunch of bubbles, very uneven. It just didn't look good up close, and also it dried so slowly. It took so much time to dry that I completely ruined my nails in the night. I have a video where I show my nails after sleeping with this. Yeah, it was terrible. Usually I can paint my nails a few hours before I go to sleep and I'm totally fine and never have any problems. Definitely not with Holotaco, that is in my favorites. But yeah, this was terrible. There was nothing good about it. Like, okay, I kind of like the shade, but if it looks so bad on the nails, so unattractive, so with all the bubbles and things, yeah, I don't like this. I don't need this in my life. I was really hoping for this to be a beautiful metallic blue nail polish, but it was really disappointing. Usually I really like the Catrice nail polish, but this one really let me down. Then one that some might think is a little bit of a surprise to be in a fails video, and I was really hoping that I would love this. When I bought this, I was like, I'm gonna finally try this brand, it's gonna be amazing. I think this is such a cute color story, and I am finally gonna find out what everyone talks about, and I didn't get on with this at all. I felt like the mattes were too thin, they didn't build well, they looked like very uneven, they looked kind of like weird, and every time I did look with it, it all just looked weird, and some of these were very unpigmented, they really didn't stick to my eye, and then some of these shimmers were just very satiny, but in a very like uninteresting and unflattering way. There are a few shimmers in here that I kind of thought were okay, but every look that I did with this, I did not like at all. The color story and the packaging is so cute, but I did not like this quality. I could not get on with this, and I don't think I'm gonna buy from Nomad Cosmetics very soon, because everybody says that this is such amazing quality, and apparently I cannot really trust that opinion. I'm not saying that anyone is lying. I'm sure they love it, but I don't love it. So there's some difference in like makeup preference there, and that will make sure that I won't be sure if it is time for me to try Nomad Cosmetics again. I'm glad that I gave them a chance, but it wasn't for me, and I decluttered this palette. We couldn't get along. Then we have this Catrice CleanID 24-hour Hyper Hydro Skin Tint, Hyaluronic Acid, Squalene, and Aloe Vera in 002. I did not like this at all. I felt like it made my skin look so bad, so dry. It got into all the lines, and I'm not even that wrinkly yet, I think. It really looked bad. If I looked up close to my skin, it just looked like crumpled up, like it aged me like 10 years. I didn't like this one at all. It was like laying on top of my skin, wasn't blending in, and it just looked so dry. So yeah, this was my first time trying a skin tint, and I don't know if I will try one again very soon. I didn't like this at all. Then another Catrice product. This is the Catrice Ultra Last 2 Fixing Spray, transfer proof, no alcohol, blah blah blah. So I'm sure this is the pretty great formula, but the sprayer, it's like one spray. It's like a hose. You're hosing your face with that one spray. So it's kind of like you're being attacked by your makeup fixing spray. It's very aggressive. It doesn't like spray all over your face. It just targets one spot, and that's where it goes. I would like to try it at some point in like a different packaging and see if that kind of works. But this packaging just really just makes it unusable. It is so bad, and they even showed this on videos on the Instagram. Catrice showed this on videos on the Instagram, and you could really see how aggressive the spray was. And I was like, don't you see what is going on here? Don't you see what goes wrong here? Yeah, the sprayer really doesn't work. And that's where it already ended for me in this product. There was just no way for me to actually use this. If they fix the spray, I would like to try it again because it sounds very good, but yeah, didn't get along with that one. And then we have this LYS Genuine Aim High Liquid Highlighter. So I was thinking that this was gonna be similar to the Glam Cushion highlighters by Kiko, or maybe the Beauty Light ones. Something in that area without the cushion, but like a liquid highlighter. I could not get this to look good. I could not get this to blend out. If I put it on top of something, it looked weird, like everything underneath would go weird, but then putting it as a base would also make it look weird. I feel like it dried too quickly and it just looked blotchy. I didn't like this one at all. And this product to me was unusable. I don't know how you could like make this work. I couldn't. And then we have the Festival Glow No Transfer Lipstick by Kiko Milano. So this one broke randomly in my drawer. It just fell apart. I didn't do anything with it, but the lipstick is like loose in this right now, so I'm gonna try and open it without throwing it all over. So this is loose in the packaging, but before it broke I already didn't like it because it was very sticky, very drying, very uncomfortable on the lips. It's like no transfer, sure, but I'd rather have a little bit of transfer and it being actually comfortable than this, like this stickiness or dryness. So I didn't like this formula. I feel like sometimes Kiko does amazing lip products and then sometimes they do lip products where I'm like, why? You can do it. I know you can do it, but then you make it so incredibly dry and just so like tugging on the lips and so sticky. With Kiko, sometimes you just have to like take a leap of faith because their lip products are kind of like 50-50. Alright, one that I've been kind of meaning to update you on, but I kind of forgot about, is the NYX Epic Smoke liners. So I actually was very excited to try these out because they are like this kind of like jumbo pencil almost, and then you smoke it out, and I really like this pencil smoked out line. It's really my thing. I thought they would be maybe similar to the Nabla smoky jumbo pencils, but these were like really weird, like hard to blend out, not pigmented, not long lasting. Just there was something really weird about it. I could never make them look good. I could never get them to look good. And I have to say, I tried these at the start of the year and it's been a while since I actually thought about these, and it's been a long while since I actually tried these on my eyes. But I really didn't like the pigmentation of these, and I didn't like the blend and the wear and just the way these looked. I couldn't get on with these, so I wouldn't recommend this. Go for the Nabla Cupid's Arrow if you want something like this. They are way better. Then another eyeshadow palette that really disappointed me is the Pro Slim eyeshadow palette Hint of Mint by Catrice. And another eyeshadow palette in this range I actually quite liked. The earthy kind of like, I always forget the name of that one, but I talk about that quite a bit. Like the more earthy tones, the more like fall tones eyeshadow palette I really quite like, but this one I couldn't get on with. I felt like there were a lot of similar brown tones in here that really all meshed together. Didn't really see the difference between those on the eyes, and then the shimmers were very lackluster, very uninteresting. And the mints were also not very good. I felt like this whole eyeshadow palette is just like, look at this. This is a shimmer. This is a shimmer. Like so dry, so incredibly dry. Now let's test another one. That is also like a little bit better than the other ones, but just very uninteresting, very unimpressive, very lackluster. I didn't like it at all. I was kind of disappointed in Catrice. I was expecting more from them. I was expecting to like this, but I didn't at all. Then this Kiko Milano blush, and the Ultimate Glow blush in 02. This is kind of like a putty blush, which is so incredibly pigmented that it is basically unusable. It looks amazing in the packaging. It looks amazing like this. I was so interested to try this out when I saw it in store, but for the life of me, I couldn't get this to blend out. Whatever I tried, it dried down so quickly. It was so pigmented, so incredibly pigmented. I couldn't get this to like look slightly okay. I couldn't do it. I feel like maybe if you were like a lot deeper than me, maybe this could work for you, but it just dries so quickly. It's so pigmented, and then I can't fix it. There's no way to fix it. So I have not done one look where I thought it looks kind of okay. I didn't like it at all. There are other products that are kind of like this, like this idea and just very glowy, kind of this sunburnt, like pinky blush that are just so much easier to use, that really get me the effect that I want. For example, once again, I'm talking about, I don't know why I keep talking about the Clinique Cheek Pop Pearl, but this Ruby Pop is kind of a similar idea, but just so easy to use. This is what I want. This is what I got. Yeah. I couldn't make it work. And then the Essence Heartcore Fruity Lip Balm with 10% sweet almond oil. This just emphasized every little imperfection on my lips. It looked weird. Smelled super like artificially sweet. I feel like this isn't maybe for grown-ups, maybe it's for children. I don't know. It feels like children's makeup. Doesn't feel like an actual lip balm. It was just so bad, just unusable. It looked like, made my lips look so dry, so weird. I don't know what they tried to do with this. I feel like they hoped people wouldn't actually use it, but just look at it, just be like, oh, that's cute, and that would be it. I feel also like this is like super cheap. I think this is for kids. I don't think this was meant for me, because the way this looked, it was not good. Then we have the Essence Everlasting Blooms pH Reacting Lip Glow. So it looks kind of cute, but it looked really weird on the lips. I don't even mind the pH reacting thing. Well, I wouldn't want multiple pH reacting products in my collection. I don't need that in my life at all. But like, it could still look kind of good, but this looked like so dry, so weird, so uneven on my lips. Once again, make them look very bad. If at least it would be even, I wouldn't mind like the color changing aspect, but no, that didn't work out at all. Then next up, another Essence product. I tried a lot of Essence and Catrice and Kiko Milano, so that's what you see here. But yeah, Essence Welcome to Miami. Just a very bad eyeshadow palette. Not pigmented, not interesting, kind of chalky. The shimmers were not amazing. I couldn't do one good look with this. It just wasn't good quality. Like the color story is kind of cute, and if the actual quality would be better, I think I could have done some nice looks. But no, it didn't work out for me. Yeah, it wasn't a really good palette. It wasn't a good quality. Yeah, to be honest, it's been a while since I tried it, but the shimmers were just chalky. The actual mattes were also chalky. Just one chalky, kind of mediocre, very mediocre mess. And then the last one. I don't think that this is in itself like the worst product ever. In itself, it doesn't really deserve a spot here, but these Catrice Melt and Kiss Gloss Sticks are supposed to be a replacement for the plumping gel lipsticks, and this is supposed to be a very shiny lipstick. In reality, it is just a tinted balm. It looks like a tinted balm on the lips. It basically doesn't look glowy. It doesn't actually look glowy. It just looks like you applied a balm. The actual like tint in it is also very subtle, and I am just kind of mad that they replaced the gel plumping lipsticks, which were the best, like some of the best shiny lipsticks, like sheer shiny lipsticks on the market. They replaced that with a tinted balm. Why didn't you actually make this glossy? You called this a gloss stick, Melt and Kiss gloss stick. I would say then it's supposed to be glossy, right? It's in the name. You make it glossy, but it is not. And I'm just really disappointed that they discontinued something so good and put something very mediocre, very misleading in its place. I don't like this. If you would have told me, look, we still have the gel plumping lipsticks, but we also have this tinted lip balm, I would have been like, yeah, fine, sure. I would have tried it. I would be like, yeah, that's a tinted lip balm, and I would like move on with my life. But now I'm a little bit mad, a little bit sad, and yeah, a little bit disappointed. So this is actually gonna be everything for the disappointing products of this past year. These are the things I would tell you to stay away from, and the things that probably are not gonna survive longer in my collection if they are still in there. I think most of these are no longer anywhere in my makeup drawers. So yeah, that's gonna be everything. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like this video if you liked it, and don't forget to subscribe. And let me know what is a product that you were very disappointed by this past year. And then I will see you in my next one. Bye bye!